Welcome to the Neckbeard experience. I am doing subscriber editions right now. I've got a lot of them already recorded. I didn't realize how much work that was going to be involved. So I'm going to split it up, and this is the first episode, so I hope you enjoy. Without further ado, here we go. This is a story about Neckbeard. To start off, let's introduce the characters. There's me, Myra. I'm 20 years old, 5'7", light brown skin, curly hair, usually kept somewhat under control, and a banana. For later context in the story, I'm a very passable transgender woman. Jake finds it amusing to out me in front of strangers, and to watch the reactions. Jake, he's a longtime friend of mine. He's a complete arsehole, but in somewhat of a lovable way. Frank, Jake's close friend. He's reserved, serious, and really tall, like 6'4". Alex, Frank's really cute, bubbly girlfriend. She's short, a bit chubby, but she carries it well. Lastly, there's Frank's older brother. He's in his early 30s. This is the one we will call Neckbeard. He is best described as a creepy man-child with odd taste. I was in a small town visiting Jake because he finished his stuff for college. I had a few days off of work, so I decided to drive down to visit. When I got to his apartment, we played Borderlands 2 for about an hour. Then Jake got a call, and he got invited to come over to Frank's house to drink and get in his hot tub. He asked if I wanted to go too. Ladies and gentle sirs, I'm a struggling college student, and I'm not one to turn down a free drink. Jake drives us out to his friend's house, which is out in the sticks. Just imagine a place in a horror movie. That's Frank's neighborhood. Without warning, Jake looks at me dead serious, and he drops this one on me.
Just to let you know, Frank and Alex are probably going to be cool with you being you, but Frank's brother might not be. He's a bit weird.
I was taken aback, and I asked,
How weird?
more curious than conserved.
Well, he's really into gaming and anime, and he's kind of a Trump supporter, and he likes My Little Pony, like, a lot.
Now, for context, we're in Canada, and the only people that care about the 2016 elections, or American politics in Canada, are already a bit weird in my book. And I know the stereotype of guys who watch My Little Pony, and I try not to judge.
Okay.
I responded, now a bit concerned. After what feels like a really long silent drive, we arrive at Frank's. It's a big country house with a pool, and clear dirt bike trails that lead off into the woods behind the house. I'm already out of my element, because I am one of those girls who really like having their nails done, and enjoys taking hours making my makeup just right. Skirts, heels, and all that jazz. The only vehicles in Frank's long driveway was 2 large trucks, and Jake's little dinky car. When we walk in, Frank introduces himself.
Hey, you're Jake's friend Mike.
He said my dead name, and I quickly cut in and respond.
Mira, and it's nice to meet you.
He laughs and retorts.
I was about to say you didn't look like a Mike.
After that, I meet Alex, already drinking by the pool, and the conversation goes pretty much the same. I was a bit annoyed that Jake told them my dead name and outed me to his friends, but I tried not to show it. For logistics' sake, the basement is pretty much a man's den, with a bar and a sliding glass door that leads out to the pool and the hot tub. I was going back in with everyone to mix some more drinks. I like fruity mixed drinks, sue me. I hear loud noises coming from upstairs.
Is there someone else here?
I ask Frank while he's mixing a pina colada for me.
Yeah, just my brother Neckbeard. Don't worry about him. He just hides in his room all day.
I nod understandingly, but the loud thumping gets louder and louder, until this giant ogre-looking man thumps his way down the stairs. He's about 6'3" and at least 300 pounds. He's wearing workout shorts and a very faded Elder Scrolls Online t-shirt, which had obvious sweat stains, and he had this weird spotty beard, which only grew in long patches, and a full-on unibrow that almost attached to his long greasy hair. I just want to note, I knew what a Neckbeard was, and I love listening to Neckbeard and nice guy stories, but I didn't take him for a Neckbeard. Yet.
I thought you weren't gonna leave your room,
Frank says to Neckbeard. Neckbeard makes his way to the refrigerator behind the bar. He passes by me while I'm sitting on the bar stool, and he smelled like he cross-engendered B.O. with wet dog that rolled around in garbage.
Mom said I could have a few beers,
he said in a deep, nasally, whiny voice.
My arse mom said that. I bought them.
Frank said back, closing the fridge door on Trapbeard. Trapbeard's face twisted into what I can only describe as a cartoonish scowl before he quickly grabs a beer in front of me that Frank put out for me. Frank looked like he was about to go off, but I cut in before he could.
It's fine, I really don't like beer, so he can have it.
That seemed to calm Frank down a bit, but now I had Trapbeard's complete and undivided attention.
Well, who is this fine young lady? She doesn't seem like your type.
At that point, Trapbeard might as well call me a milady, because I knew what kind of guy he was. Trapbeard was eyeing me up and down. I was really regretting wearing jean short shorts and my favorite purple crop top, because I could actually feel his eyes on me. Sighing, Frank retorted a sentence that doomed any hope of me getting out of this nightmare situation unscathed.
This is Myra. He's Jake's friend.
After finishing, he quickly tried to correct himself, but the damage was already done.
Hey, you're a guy?
Trapbeard asked, shocked, and he stared into my eyes like a hairy, sweaty Medusa.
Well, actually, I'm trans. I'm female.
His tongue just slipped. Now, I completely forgive people if they mess up pronouns. To me, it's no big deal, because it's just words, and I sometimes do it myself by accident. But when someone does it on purpose, it's a bit annoying, and it's clear that they're just an arse.
You're not transgender,
Trapbeard said loudly, to mine and Frank's confusion. It's good to note, Jake and Alex are both blissfully unaware of this encounter, because I already went back out before Trapbeard blessed us with his musky presence.
You're not a man in a dress. You don't have pink hair or facial hair. You're a trap.
I was a bit confused about what he meant, but Frank knew exactly where this was going, and he finished making my drink. He was trying to motion Alex inside through the glass door. Trapbeard pulls out his cracked iPhone. He pulls up a picture of a flat-chested anime girl with male anatomy. I already knew what a trap was, but I really don't think that's where he was going with it. And I really was not expecting to be shown anime porn out of the blue. I looked at him, really not sure what to say or how to feel, but Frank clearly had enough.
All right. You're being weird. Just leave her be already,
he says as Alex and Jake come in to see what all the fuss was about.
But he is so much better than a female. He isn't as cold-hearted and skanky as that femoid Stacy you bring home.
Alex and I were completely taken back and confused by what he just said, but Jake was already bent over laughing.
He understands guy problems. He can't get pregnant, and traps are cuter and purer than females, and traps like it from the back.
Trapbeard lists off on his fingers while looking around like someone's gonna rally behind him. A handful of those statements are true, but I was ready to be belittled, or to just be called homophobic slurs. This rant was something I never experienced before, and I was not at all prepared for it.
Neckbeard, stop! You're making her uncomfortable and you're weirding everyone out.
Said Alex. My savior piped up, confronting the beard like a knight stepping up to a large, loud, and smelly dragon. Jake was still finding it all too amusing, but I think he was starting to realize I wasn't okay with it.
You're just jealous you're genetically inferior, and the only use you are for is for breeding.
Trapbeard snaps back, trying to sound intellectual, but really sounded like a kid who just learned a big word in school, and used them in a vain attempt to sound smart. Frank had enough, so he pulled out a 4-pack of beer and shoved them into Trapbeard's chest.
Leave now,
he said in a very stern voice. Trapbeard rolls his eyes and begins to waddle off, passing by me again and brushing by my arse. Only Alex saw him touch me, and I didn't dare ask what part of him did, so I dropped it.
I'm really sorry about that,
Frank says. Alex rubs my shoulder, I guess to comfort me, but I wasn't angry, just surprised and very grossed out.
It's fine. Let's just let it pass,
I said, getting up and finally getting a taste of the sweet coconutty goodness. Everyone did, except Jake, who continued to love my pain for the rest of the night. Everyone was already in their swimwear, and me, not having any clue what was going to happen tonight, didn't bring any. Frank was nice enough to let me borrow some old swim trunks. They were way too big, but I tied up the string around me and just wore my bra while we soaked. Everything was fine and dandy, and everyone enjoyed themselves. Until I looked up at one of the windows above us. Trapbeard was peeking out, staring dead at me. I guess he didn't realize I was looking at him. because he didn't react right away. I could see he was moving a bit and just standing there looking at me. After he realized, he quickly moved away from the window, and it clicked. It turns out he was pleasuring himself while staring at me in the hot tub. I felt sick and just told Frank that Trapbeard was watching us from the window.
Your brother was watching us from the window.
After about an hour, it was past dark and everyone was getting tired. Frank told me I could stay in the guest bedroom. I agreed, and after getting dressed, he shoved me in the guest bedroom, as if I was in some sort of nightmare. It was right across the hall from Trapbeard's room. Alex let me use her makeup remover, and everyone went to their bedrooms pretty quickly. With Frank and Alex sleeping downstairs in Frank's room, Jake on the couch on the main floor. Fortunately, that was down the hall from me, with Trapbeard's room directly across from my room. I could hear noises coming from Trapbeard's room. It sounded like he was playing a game with headphones on, because all I could make out was him talking loudly and yelling to someone in a game. After maybe an hour, I got up to pee. I drank way more than I thought. I just realized I was about to make one of the riskiest gambles of my life. I was planning on waiting and holding it until morning, hoping I didn't pee on myself, or I could risk walking to the bathroom and walk right past Trapbeard. I thought long and hard about it, but I really had to go. So I slowly creeped out of the guest room and down the hall to the bathroom. To my horror, it was like he was waiting for me. His door flew open right as I walked past. He had a big smile on his face as he stepped out. Only being able to see past him for a moment, I saw a ton of garbage around his gaming station, and posters all over the walls of games and scantily clad anime girls. At least I think they were girls, since I didn't really know.
Out for a midnight stroll?
He asked, grinning at me with a toothy grin. I felt like I was Little Red Riding Hood, looking at the big bad wolf. That is if the big bad wolf was overweight and covered in snack dust. It was dark, so I didn't know what it was. I noped out of that situation, quickly walked to the bathroom, and promptly locked the door behind me just in time. Luckily, I brought my phone with me. I quickly text Jake, begging him to save me. Trapbeard is turning the doorknob, trying to get in. It felt like the scene from Jurassic Park when the raptors learned how to use door handles.
Let me help, Mira. I'll help you. I can hold it for you while you pee. Be a good little brother to Oni-chan.
This grown man wants to hold my junk while I pee. Plus he wants me to call him Big Brother. I've met a lot of cringy people, and a lot of different types. This was by far the worst. The rattling of him trying to open the door slowly got more violent, until I heard Jake.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
He said in a very stern voice. Jake is only 5'6", and he isn't intimidating at all, so hearing him talk like that kinda threw me off. I heard Trapbeard quickly spin around, and tried to make excuses. He was muttering and stumbling on his words, but I did hear him run back to his room, with the grace of an elephant. Jake knocked on the door and told me,
It's safe. Trapbeard has returned to his dungeon of smells.
Mind you, at this point I was in tears, and I honestly thought I was going to get molested by a neckbeard with an incest and trans fetish. It was clear that Jake had sobered up a bit, and saw the horror I was suffering. I gave him a crying bear hug, and he walked me back to my room. I begged him to sleep in the same room with me, and after a bit, he did. So that night I slept in a room across from my creepy neckbeard, without a lock on the door, and my manlet friend sleeping on the floor close to the door. If you enjoyed these stories, please leave a like and subscribe for more. All stories from Reddit and other external sites are linked in the description below. If you have any stories you'd like to share, you can send it to my email at funwithfailure@gmail.com. The link is in the description.